Come to you from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland. Now the first carry for Brandon Oliver. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. The throw is Rivers. And it's complete to Antonio Gates. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Do you get the sense, Brandon, that people are trying to retire Antonio Gates? They keep thinking this is almost the end of the line, and then he keeps making catches like the one we just saw there.
He's the old reliable, you're right, just one of 9 players in the NFL with 100 or more touchdowns. A first down throw here for Rivers. And it's caught by the new pickup from Cleveland. It's Travis Benjamin. And he gets this one all for them there. They move.
And we saw them work on it in practice as well. And most teams take a period at a time to work on different things. They put a couple of periods of work into the intermediate passing game. And now we know exactly why. They got the look that they were seeking, and they were able to take advantage of it.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Second down, Rivers. Looking for someone to throw to. Right side catch. This is Gates. Give him 7 on the play. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Here's a carry for Oliver. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
He was looking for Antonio Gates that time. That'll bring up 2nd down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Rivers now on 2nd down. That's caught at the 2. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye court.
And he's in across the chalk. Touchdown, San Diego. Danny Woodhead, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Chargers have taken a first-quarter lead. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? Doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts a defense psychologically a heck of a lot more.
First carry now. This is Johnson. A strong running. 13 yards there on the pickup. And the Browns are going to have a first down. The defense came out with a look that they had prepped for all week to attack. They took advantage, got the first down.
And the key words in there, prepped for all week. They really studied them, understood their tendencies, knew what they liked to do, and prepared their game plan accordingly. And boy, the payoff was good.
Now Griffin on first down. Buying time to his left. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. play fake to Johnson. Now here's Griffin. Rush coming, and he's taken down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
Third and long. It's Griffin. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Well, not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And now the Browns get ready as they head back out there. And it's the first quarter, but they gave up the score last time. How important is it here not to fall 2 scores behind?
Extremely important, because not only are you trying to avoid being in a big deficit to start this game off, you also want to get into a pattern where that offense has the advantage. You've got to find a way to turn things around. This is the series to begin that.
Yeah, we'll see if they can keep them off the scoreboard here for a second time. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And the next snap coming inside the red zone here.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right. Maybe back and forth after that play, getting his toes tapped down to make that catch. Crafty.
Yep. Wiley.
Oh, definitely.
All the veteran names.
You name it. Has every move in the book and continued to get better throughout his career so he can make that type of a catch.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. 3rd and 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels. Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it, just move on to the next play.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and that will make it 10-0 here in the first. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
And this will be a touchback. Last year would have come out to the 20. This year they'll move it out to the 25-yard line. And the Charger defense now making their way back out onto the field. They're hoping to do what they did last time, force another punt. Last time it resulted in a field goal. We'll see if they can get another stop here, though.
And the best defenses are in the business of preventing points and creating points. And that's exactly what these guys did on their last possession. Why? Because they got off the field on 3 and out, turned the ball over to their offense after the punt, and let them roll downfield and put the ball through the post for a field goal.
And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
I see an extra DB on the field now for San Diego.
Yeah, indeed. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. So this is brought in by Pryor. Touchdown, Cleveland. Terrell Pryor, His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are back within a score. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. The return man now is Danny Woodhead. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Now a 2nd down throw for Rivers. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations, so he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
After reviewing the play, the run on the field is reversed.
And the challenge pays dividends. The ref overturns the play.
Everyone gets a bonus on this one, Brandon. The coach upstairs, he signaled down and said challenge it, and the head coach for pulling the red flag.
And he and the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They go again with Oliver. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. And they still need 8 yards for the first here on 2nd down. Back now to begin the 2nd quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Chargers here with a football. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. One receiver left, that's Allen. From the gun, Rivers. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense. Automatic 1st down.
And now a 1st down following that long gain. They come out here in the eye. On the run, it's Oliver. And the spin looked pretty, but more for style points as the real estate evaporated quickly there. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They run. It's Oliver. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Tremont Williams, a veteran corner there on the stop.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On third down, Rivers. Can't find anyone open. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
I think the training and practice broke down on that play because he simply didn't run the route deep enough to get to the first down marker, despite what was a really nice catch and toe tap on the sideline.
Yeah, that's third down 101. You got to go to the marker, know where it is. And Lambeau will put this one through, and the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a few first downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
It's a short kick taken near the 18. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. On second down, Griffin being chased out left. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Duke Johnson, the one he was looking for. And that takes us from second to third down. $12 yards to go on third down. On third down, Griffin. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Terrell Pryor that time. And it brings up fourth down. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
bashed it.
Super toe.
Second down, Rivers. Allen has it, left side. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
And the defensive line controls the offensive front the way we just saw there. It doesn't allow any of the offensive linemen to leak downfield and get to the linebackers and block them on the second level. You end up with the type of play we just saw. Linebackers Didn't have to fight anyone off. Didn't have to knock anyone to the side. Didn't have to elude anyone trying to block them. They just saw the play, ran to the ball, and finished things off. The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Throwing, Rivers. Caught by Gates, left side. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And here are the Browns now as the offense comes back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
6 yards to go here on 2nd down. Play fake to Johnson. Now here's Griffin. Wide open receiver complete. 20, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Darren Waller, his 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead. So many times you think of these tight ends catching the ball already in the end zone, but today's tight end, they can run after the catch, too, to score.
They're big, they're strong, and they're extremely athletic, and they can surprise the heck out of you when they get the ball in their hands and they're running away from the defense.
And punting the ball.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, it's time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
Rivers now on 2nd down. Gates has it over the middle. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. They're still in search of the first down after that last completion. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, Parker. This is Johnson. He's got it. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. First down, Rivers. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's brought down. 12 yards on the pickup. Good enough for a San Diego first down. Rivers now to throw on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 13 on the pickup there. And that'll be good for a San Diego first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
He gets it left side to Johnson. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to.
Diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little... time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Marty looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
And that'll make this a 6-point game. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. It's a short kick taken near the 18. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Robert Griffin III now gears up to lead this offense again. You know, normally he's probably happy with how he's playing. He's playing pretty well, but in the second quarter, you look up your team's losing. I don't think any quarterback's satisfied.
Not at all, and what they're really seeking is how do I play even better and inspire my teammates to do exactly the same in order for us to get back on top on the scoreboard. That's when you find out you have a quarterback. If they're just satisfied with their stat line,
they're not really a leader.
Not at all. You just have a guy playing the position.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Off the play fake. Here's Griffin. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there at 22. And they talked about how important the passing game was going to be against that defensive look. Good job there going to the air for the first down.
It's all about preparation. It's all about planning. And then it's about execution. So they put it all together in practice. Okay, this is what we think we're going to see. This is how they get to it. And then when the game comes, read it and attack it.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. Second and 10. Once again, Griffin. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Third and 11. And some extra depth in the secondary here. They're in the dime. Here's Griffin to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's fourth down.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on fourth down. play of the half. It's Griffin. He's going to let it go again. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Josh Gordon, as time expires in the first half. And the Browns can grab the lead if they hit the extra point.
Did I just see all of that happen? Did I just see the pass, the catch in the end zone for a touchdown, the clock go to 0?
So this guy's just sitting there, right? He's got like 30 hot dogs in front of him. And what's that? Apparently we're back. Okay, so Larry's halftime show got cut off. Sorry, we were doing story time here in the booth. We are ready, though, for the third quarter. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. On second down, Johnson. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down.
Coverage. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. And brought down there by a pair of Chargers on the stop. 3-4 defense, usually here you'll see the linebackers come up, make those plays, but the nose tackle also vital.
That was so vital because what you just pointed out, normally he eats up blockers that allows the linebackers to get to the ball carrier. In this case, he did his job, and
this is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Corey Coleman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns have moved out in front.
Well, after another passing touchdown, I don't think it'd be an understatement to say that he's in the zone, and I believe he likes it.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. A first down throw here for Rivers. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Throwing, Rivers. Gates has it over the middle. A gain of 4 on the play, and they're going to face a third down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Stevie Johnson was the intended receiver, and it's 4th down. A solid pass breakup that time by Joe Hayden.
Good to see him out there on the field, moving around, playing well. Joe Hayden, if you talk to the NFL guys, when you list the best corners in the game, Joe Hayden's name always comes up for reasons we just saw, just like that.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Pretty woeful there, just 23 yards on the punt. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
It's a nice catch there by Gary Barnidge, and there's no getting around it. The emergence of him has been nothing short of stunning, hasn't it?
Yeah, first 6 years, total 44 catches. Then at age 30 last year, he goes for 79.
Who says you don't get better with age?
Now Griffin on 2nd down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
And the offense now will try to regroup after the sack on 2nd down.
3rd and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. Griffin. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Holding offense.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over,
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover, and wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it. In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
They run it here with Oliver. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
3rd down and 5. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. He's got time in the pocket. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Johnson with a completion over the middle.
Offside. Defense. Still first down.
So following the penalty, now 1st and 5. Shift together here from the D-line. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
2nd down following the run. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. And he's back here in the struggle department in this one like he was a week ago. And, partner, I think you can pin some of this on that O-line. That room to run, just not there.
You mentioned last week that it felt like the offensive line was getting beaten to the punch by the guys across the ball.
It was pretty evident, I thought.
I mean, they were off the ball fast, penetrating, getting into the offensive backfield, really spilling a lot of runs before they got started. So I thought your observation was spot on then, and you're right there again this week. Same thing is happening, not able to get started because they're not able to control the point of attack. I don't care how many times we say it. I still get it. We see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
One receiver left. That's Allen. 2nd down, Rivers. He's got time. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. So they're coming up here on the 9th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and goal. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. 3rd and goal for Rivers. Surveying the field. Still back there. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
And Lambeau will put this one through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So make it 3 field goals for him now. And this last one tightens things up a bit.
And I know that offense is on the sideline right about now, checking out the tablets and saying, man, we let a good chance slip away there. We've got to start finishing some of these drives.
And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. On second down, Griffin. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver. Third down here. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. Play fake to Johnson. Now here's Griffin. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Manti Te'o. And they will finally get him, but not... until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side.
Maybe a little gas,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. From the gun, Rivers. Finding time. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
After that incompletion, I almost get the sense that he's going to look up at the booth and kind of look at us and say, hey, you guys got any suggestions? It's been that kind of game, hasn't it? They've had him on the run throughout.
Yeah, and I get that you're trying to make a play here losing fourth quarter, but to throw when you're not set with pressure coming, it could have been an interception.
Very much so, and it's been that kind of game for him. They've had him on the run, had him off balance. He's got to find a way to make some big-time throws down the stretch. That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him.
They didn't get the push they needed. And to give this time to the tailback. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
Brandon, it's easy to make decisions from right up here where we are, right in the cheap seats, but let's be frank about this one. This isn't even a decision as far as I'm concerned. They have to go for it here. Field goal does you almost no good as time's running out in the game. If you want to win, you have to be aggressive here.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he's in across the chalk. Touchdown, San Diego. Derek Coleman, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chargers have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. And how about that, giving us our 5th lead change of the game? It's been back and forth.
No doubt about it. And right now, they're ahead, but they can't relax at all because if we've had 5 lead changes, I'm kind of betting on a 6th.
Yeah, we might see a 6th. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
On second down, here's Griffin. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
3rd and inches, they just hand it to the big battering ram there. That's football 101, isn't it? That's bread and butter. Turn around, hand it to the big fella, and let him get forward for a first down.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They go play action. Griffin. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. So the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. So the offense has it 1st and 10. On the give, this is their fullback. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
So they're operating in the red zone. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. To throw is RG3. That's caught at the 1. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Gary Barnidge, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. And that score gives us our 6th lead change of the game.
Are we back on the playground on the scene?
And here comes Woodhead. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So out come the Chargers. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Call it a gain of 3, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Now a 2nd down throw for Rivers. Wide open receiver complete. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Rivers now from the 50. Allen has it, left side. And he's brought down. 15 yards through the air and a first down. Quite the uptick here from last week as the numbers show. I guess if you're a coordinator with how much you base your offense around a guy like this, do you say this week we're going to get him involved early? We have to.
No doubt about it. You know, a lot of guys script their plays to start out. I think in their script, the first
just
5 plays,
on there.
4 of them were right to him. Get him the football, get him involved.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Stephen Paya in there to take him down and to take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Second down, Rivers. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 18 yards on that one. And it'll be third down. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
And the defense lines up looking for one final stop.
And they will be playing for the pass in this situation, not expecting any type of a run.
Back to throw. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Chargers have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter.
And touchdown, and congratulations, and zero relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part one is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see them scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
And now the Browns offense trots back onto the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
He's back to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it, you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter. Got to feel pretty good as a defense.
They'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the fourth quarter, and they got a big one.
Yeah, it's such a close game, a very big one. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Corey Legion in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And it looks like the Chargers are going to win this thing. Well, they've got the slim deficit, decided to go for it, hoping to keep the football. Erase that deficit, but boy, deep in their own territory like that.
Let's just say that with that call, me and the head coach will agree to disagree. All right, but he knew he wanted to.
And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Oh, no, he lost the football. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And the Browns offense back out there ready to take over. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range? Or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. And on 2nd and 10 now. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Barrett. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Well, I know.